Good morning, afternoon, or evening. Everyone, how is everything? I wanted to touch base before the beginning of the new year, show you where I'm at in my power sheets. I'm not all the way there yet. I really need to make a focus today and tomorrow to just sit down and finish doing what I know I need to do, which is complete the rest of the planning part of it. So if you're not aware of the power sheets, you can get them at Cultivate What Matters 2020 Power Sheets. Good news is I have picked my word of the year. Actually, I didn't. I did a video car log the other day. People do vlogs. I do clogs in my car. When I'm going to work, I'll do a clog. Anyway, I did that, and one of my Patreons sent me a message and said, "You picked your word. I don't think you realize you picked it, but you did." And she was right. So my word of the year is cultivate, which I am relieved that I finally have my word. So, right. Thank you, Katie, so very much for paying attention to what I'm saying when I'm saying it, because I don't hear myself. Do you guys have that too, where you say things and you're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Well, cultivate. I have been saying cultivate since I got this book. I've got to cultivate this. I've got to cultivate that. I've got to cultivate these things. Well, and then I said, I don't know what my word for 2020 is. It's cultivate. So I'm going to hang this up. This is my word. I am going to cultivate. On the back of this, I'm going to write some notes on what I want to cultivate exactly. But as we flip through here, you're going to get an idea of how this came to be if you are not one of my Patreons and you didn't hear that clog, okay? So 2020, I didn't really, I hopped into it. I started on the 21st of December, 2019, and I did start with 3 pens. I'm like, I want to make it pretty and I want it to be, this wonderful thing. So I did. I started with, different colored pens and started different fonts and, tried to make it look really fancy. Things that I want to cultivate during the year, right, of 2020. This is my year that I want to cultivate these things. I went through and I filled out, I confirmed the words that were written. I didn't add anything in addition. This is why I'm unique. What on this page makes me unique? What about my personality? How do I react to other people? And if you have taken personality tests or the Enneagram test, I don't know how to say it. That test that talks about the, different personalities, that's a good one to take too. There's lots of things you can do, but this one was really challenging for me. I almost feel like when I do these things, I need to step out of my own self and answer them as I would somebody else, because I think sometimes when I don't think about it, I answer the way I wish I was. I wish I was da 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 da. So I'm going to answer it that way. And then when I go back and look at it, it's like, okay, April, that is not who you are. That is not how you react to things. Be honest. So I spent a lot of time on this one page just reading through everything first before even grabbing my pen. And I would encourage you to do the same if you have, that same tendency that I do. This talks about things that fire you up. So I wrote down some things that fire me up. And it's kind of funny because ocean time, I love going to the beach. And it doesn't matter if it's the Oregon coast or the Hawaiian coast or the coast off of Mexico. It's just the ocean. The sound of the ocean fires me up. I love it. It rejuvenates me. Public speaking, cooking, recording podcasts, teaching and sharing, camping, sitting on the front porch, writing, planning, organizing stuff, being around positive people, and sending happy mail. Those are the things that fire me up. Now, you won't notice anything on here like bungee jumping, skydiving, parachuting, riding dirt bikes through the Himalayas. None of that is on here because that's not what fires me up. So this page is cultivated life evaluation. And this you go through, you evaluate your health, your friends, finances, spiritual or personal growth, spouse, significant other, family, work, and recreation. So I went through here and filled out how I thought it was. And you'll see a lot of lower numbers, medium, low, high, low, medium, right? The only one that's really high is work, which shouldn't surprise anybody. And finances. Finances are good too, other than I feel like I need to rein them in. Like, I feel like I need to settle down and just, like, really figure out where our money's going. Because I think at this point in our life, we should be saving a hell of a lot more than we do, and we're not. So I need to just kind of take a step back and be like, okay, where are our priorities? Like, what is it that we're doing that we could cut back on? Obviously, going out to dinner is a big expense that we do that we could cut back on. And we talked about it this weekend of doing more here at the house. So I think that'll help. I circled the 3 things that I want to work on this year, but I'm going to put a box around family because this one this is my number 1 focus, where these 3 will fall in line pretty easily. My health, my relationship with Wes, my finances, they're all going to just fall in pretty easily, right? Those are just things I have to do. Like, I just have to do things for health and finances, especially, I just have to do. With Wes and family, they're 2 different things. I need to be better at being in the now, and I need to be better at not letting a week go by before I have communication, especially with family. So that is what I'm going to be doing, is working on these 4 things: health, finances, spouse, significant other, and family. So then I went through things that you've decided you cannot do. Imagine the possibilities if you could crush your identity box. Who I really am. Where was I 10 years ago? Where am I today? How have things changed since then? And then something a little about me down at the bottom here. Moving past fear. So this was a good one. This book gets into either some pretty dark places or some pretty light places, depending on where you go, how honest you're going to be, and what you're going to put down on the paper. I was pretty honest, so a lot of this stuff, is true. And I'm flipping through fast. I know, you can go back if you want. But here's where I'm at. I'm only on page 20. And it's big. I mean, there's a lot to this. I still have, feeling like life is flying by. What does life look like when I'm 80? What do I want to leave behind? The big picture version. If you could, what would? That's the whole thing. So that's where I'm at. Imagine your best year ever. Goals, let's get them. This is where I'm needing to get to by the end of the week. I need to get these goals down. Yikes, right? It's a lot. And then I need to bump into January and prepare my list of things that need to be done. So I still have a long ways to go. If you're doing power sheets, let me know down in the comment which section so far has been the most challenging for you. And let me know what your word of 2020 is. Have you found your word yet? Do you know what it is? If you did, comment down below. I know this was a quick flip through. I will go through more in depth on my Patreon page. I'm not going to put a whole lot of it here on YouTube for the public, but if you're a Patreon, you will get to see a whole lot more in depth what I'm doing with this. And of course, you get behind the scenes and sneak peeks, and well, you get to help me pick my word for 2022. So if you're not a Patreon and you're interested, head on over there, www.patreon.com/nottadiet, NOTTADIET. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit subscribe below if you want to be notified of videos in the future, and I will see you soon. I love you guys. Have a great day. Bye.